Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, I am very excited tonight because we are getting back to Marvel's What If. This is Season 3, Episode 7. What If the Watcher disappeared? This is the one I have been waiting for. I'm very excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, we saw that he finally got caught for getting involved a little too much. So I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to see what happens as they pluck him.
Yeah, overstepped his boundaries just a little bit on a few occasions, and now things aren't looking good. Can't wait for this one.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how they're going to intertwine the Watchers story with whatever else we're going to have going on in this one. So let's go! Let's go!
Hey, Steve, can I get a water?
Coming right up. Got a fresh pack right down here. Oh, my back. Oh.
Uh-oh. Looks like Steve's back just called it quits.
Some help would be good right about now.
Yeah, you're gonna need some help with that, Steve. Your injury could be worth millions. You should consider calling Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm.
With more than 1,000 lawyers and 4,000 case staff ready to fight for you if you become their client.
But Steve's worried. He doesn't have the cash to pay for expensive legal fees. Worry no more. Morgan & Morgan will fight for every penny you deserve. And guess what? The fee is absolutely free, unless you win. But Steve doesn't want to sue his boss, even though he hasn't gotten his surgery bills covered in the last 6 months. Steve, when you sue for an injury, you're not suing your boss. You're suing the insurance company.
So if you've been a victim in a workplace injury or any other personal injury, you can hit the link in the description to get Morgan & Morgan to fight for you.
Steve did, and now he's back in the game.
All right, Watcher.
Well, we saw those shards. Well,
Looks like Doc Ock. Hands there.
is that RoboCop?
Come in, Nova Prime.
Nova.
Oh,
All?
This is Nova Prime.
Yes.
Do you
As soon
have
as they
eyes
said
on
Nova
me?
Prime.
I am Groot.
Please tell me that's not Vin.
Please tell me it is Vin. They just brought him
please
in.
tell me it is.
Nice.
Oh.
Peggy!
it's been a minute.
Ah! People's eyebrow.
What did you just call me? Please, I know this is strange, but your world will be consumed by an interdimensional universe eater unless you trust us. Who's us?
Oh,
Ooh, Byrdie the duck. Charmed, I'm sure.
Byrdie the
Kahhori
duck. Is
of the
that
Mohawk Nation.
Is that Howard the Duck and Darcy's kid?
It's gotta be.
Oh, do you have Thor on the team?
Storm? No, I was hoping it was Storm because of the cape.
Storm!
I saw the hammer and I didn't think it was.
What?
I summon the flares of the solar wind.
I was just asking for this on my review last year, 2 episodes ago. I wish we got more X-Men and them involved because they own the rights now.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Going in for the kill.
Where is that necessarily?
Well, this is the penultimate
Episode.
Penultimate.
Oh, there's the eye. Ah, gotcha. Oh, in the eye.
Oh.
Iric.
That's gross.
Hey, super cool. You okay there, Cap?
I still can't believe.
I guess a thank you's in order. But for you, this is probably just another day at the office, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, just another day at the office.
Oh, there's a shard.
Whoa.
Is it a tear in reality?
No, they're shards.
Remember
Yep.
when the Watcher got pushed?
Peggy, the Watcher.
Yes. He's in trouble.
Time.
All right. Let's see. We're going to see Vin Diesel on the credits.
I preserve the sanctity of the multiverse by observing those who are sworn to watch over.
Watching the Watchers. Yep.
What if?
Keeps them
You know who that is
pondering
talking?
I don't
Is that Isaac's?
Simon says.
Captain Carter became a super soldier.
Back body
But
drop.
with the Watcher's help, she became a menace. He recruited her to meddle in the multiverse. But she is just a symptom of the real illness. You.
Ooh.
Too bad for you, you can't intervene to stop her. After all, you swore an oath.
As did you.
But we also swore an oath to protect our order.
If Captain Carter and those exiles attempt to find you, they will be stopped.
And you will not only be required to answer for your heresy, but theirs as well.
Oh, double whammy.
Yep. It's going to wipe them out.
I finished analyzing the shards we collected from 625. We are looking at broken pieces of the fifth dimension itself.
All right, hey, not a my duck, Chris. I'm Byrdie, just being myself here.
Something must have happened to him.
And we need to go to the fifth dimension to find out what.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, as in the Watcher's homeworld?
I mean, is that even allowed?
The fifth dimension is not just some other universe. It is a higher plane of existence.
I mean, you'd have to bind the ship to some sort of a fifth dimensional, material. Oh, yeah!
Just happen to have
shards.
By the way, is that like an ode to Howard the Duck?
Oh, that was in the movie? The original one? Leah Thompson?
Leah, thank you. Good Lord.
Oh, with how she looks?
Shame on me. Yes.
It kind of looks like her a little bit, I guess.
Because she had some of that hairstyle in the movie.
Yeah, she did. Look, I know Halle Berry's an A-lister, but could we got her for Storm?
All right, do your thing.
Nah, you might as well just put all three in there.
Take your seats as we venture into the unknown. Activating the upper dimensional fragment.
Ludicrous speed. Oh, look at that. Lame
Now
City.
we're talking. That's, by the way, that's on my dashboard for when I drive.
Lame
Now we're
City.
talking. No speed limits.
The money.
Now we're talking.
Only money.
Lame City, that's the
come
top
on.
speed of Oak.
Yeah.
I'm a slow driver. Oh,
Crapola.
Crapola.
that didn't work so well.
Hey.
It was a great try.
Perhaps it is time for some divine intervention. Gods of Asgards across the multiverse, give me the strength of magic's dark and light. To the gate of the fifth dimension.
Is this going to work?
My guess is it's going to take the third shard.
Third time's the charm. That's really cool looking, though. See, what Storm needs is Atreus. Put the arrow on there first.
No, she needed a sigil, yeah.
Storm! Are you all right? What happened?
I saw a threshold of streaming light, but I could not cross it. The spell wasn't strong enough, and it took the fragment as payment.
One left.
We're running out of options. Tech, cosmic power, nothing has worked.
Maybe it's time then
I think
that we called in some help.
I thought she was going to figure it out.
There was one being in the history of the multiverse who was able to travel to the fifth dimension.
Doctor Strange?
A synthezoid elevated to a cosmic being by the power of his universe's infinity stones.
Oh,
Oh.
You're serious?
It is a terrible idea.
Normally, they get the infinity stones, kill everything in their universes, and then, because they never hear the Watcher,
So we find one, get the jump on him, and then we force him to open the door to the fifth dimension. It could work.
Oh, this seems awfully lofty.
It is definitely a risk.
but it's to save a friend, and that's worth taking.
What has Mason Quinn always said? What else would you guys be doing?
Right.
Then we give this Infinity Ultron his wake-up call.
Just crazy enough to work.
Maybe it would have been
many.
Maybe it would have been easier if we just let Killmonger have it.
Oh, wow.
Toast.
Well,
This is crazy. Just seeing all the heroes just get worked.
yeah, well, I always liked this version of Ultron and What If, actually
Look at
more than
Storm.
the movies.
An evil.
Hey, it's our
Ultron.
guy.
What?
It's not who I thought it was.
I knew
Obviously
it.
not. That's why we all sat here in silence.
I could see in my peripheral vision you leaning over, giving me the answer stare.
All right, let's see if
This is
Peggy
a
can make a
cool looking
deal.
version there.
I extinguished all life. Who are you?
I am Captain Margaret Carter, and I could use your help.
Your mother didn't invent trans-universal communications and you could just ignore her.
Look how old they are.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Byrdie?
What is
she
it?
went herself
Pod is
because...
missing. And so is the last shard.
You don't think she would have?
She did.
Go on her own? She absolutely did. Can't talk. Like Adam Sandler.
No problem, you see?
there you go. Oh, snap.
Wow.
That's not good.
She shouldn't have had to face him alone. And now she's
Gone.
What?
She's gone.
Bastard! Give him all you got!
Wait.
Yeah, I was just gonna say not like gone from here.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to stop.
Could you just stop?
Stop.
What did you do to Peggy?
If you'd stop zapping me, I could tell you.
She left. There you go. Take a seat and listen.
Yeah.
You know I can end you with the snap of my fingers. But I won't.
What did you do to Peggy?
I have ended many lives, but not your friend's. She was taken by someone from a world beyond my own.
Oh.
Ah, interesting.
Well, they did say they were going to try to stop her.
Yep.
Whoa. You're coming with me.
Another watcher? There are more of them?
Clearly, the captain was on the right track. Why else would that watcher intervene to stop her?
Luckily, he made a strategic error. He did not see what I've become. There is no redemption for the things I've done. But at least today, I can help.
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
Last shard! You still have it! No! What are you doing?
We will need its power for the battle that's to come.
Join.
Whoa.
I see everything. Let's save your friends.
Well, that would be...
I was afraid they were going to fade to black as soon as he used the
Well, they're going to do this.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just
I'm not
sending
sure
us
they'll
into the
fade to
last
black.
episode.
Whoa! Holy crap, man! Our jump engine's clocking
Oh,
at
there we go.
I don't know what's higher than off the charts.
11.
Infinity.
Infinity.
I like 11 better, but
Ludicrous
Infinity
speed.
too.
You said with that shard,
'cause we
you can
know.
see everything. Can you see what happens next?
No, but perhaps that means your enemies cannot either.
Then we do what we do best. We take the road untraveled.
Okay.
That means their future is yet to be written.
No fate.
Future's not
Where
written
we're
yet,
going,
Marty.
we don't need roads.
Oh, how cool is Ultron?
Ooh, look at that money! Oh, and it broke.
Man, they made Ultron look cool in
Nice.
this.
Yeah, they did.
Continued.
Oh,
Booyah.
Well, there you go.
How great was it at the end of
Boo-yah.
Back to the Future 2 when it said to be concluded
Yeah,
instead of continued?
and then you knew. Like
Knew it was done.
we know there's one more episode of What If.
Dude, we got Storm.
But yeah, that was great.
That was
What
pretty
a-
cool.
What an
Yep.
addition.
Well, first off, I I want to express how happy I am that we got an X-Men in here and we got Storm, albeit with a little bit of a Thor twist on her look. We still got Storm. Man, okay. I know they got a budget. They get a lot of actors. Really would have liked to have had Halle Berry in this one, just for a little bit. That would have been great. And of course, we had the introduction to Byrdie, who I thought was cool. Diamond Dave, since you're over there, can you pull up the Howard the Duck with Leah Thompson there? I want to see if they did take that look from her. Because from what I remember, I think maybe she did.
Close, it looks more like Natasha Lyonne, that actress that plays her, than it does than Leah Thompson.
Than Leah did in Howard the Duck. I don't know. But anyway, that was a really fun addition. We got to see some of her powers and what she was capable of. Yeah, the hair looks pretty much.
See?
Yeah, it's that boy. That is teased
I'm pretty
up.
sure that was a little ode to
the hair. Might have been, but like the facial features were more.
A little tip of the cap.
But that's what I was referring to was the hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being like a
weird
tip of the hat too.
But so
we gotta watch it. We gotta watch it for the channel.
So all that being said, look, I'm glad we got the new additions. I'm glad that this is kind of a nice way to tie up all the what if stories, because I mean, quite frankly, I wasn't ready to see Captain Carter, Peggy Carter here again. All of a sudden, I wasn't ready for it
because of the way we saw her.
Yeah, the way it goes back, I just wasn't expecting that tie-in to way they had the way that they did it. We had the little bit of Nebula there, which was cool. Always fun to see. Again, I really liked her standalone episode that she had in What If. That for me kind of resembled the Blade Runner. That was probably one of my favorites. But nonetheless, this was a great episode. I really like this version of Ultron. I don't know if it'll make the cut, but I like what they did with Ultron in the What Ifs here more than what was done in the Avengers movies. From what I remember, now again, it's been a couple of years since I've seen Age of Ultron. I just remember it being kind of bland, the Ultron being a little bit bland, and I thought this had way more just more of everything, I guess, if that makes sense, in the What If series of Ultron. So I really love what they did with Ultron. I thought this was a great episode, setting everything up. We got basically all of our newer heroes that we got introduced to this season are kind of going to be in the go home essentially for this series. So that was really cool. And let's see how they all work together to make that shard work for Ultron.
Yeah, it was a great speech that Ultron had too, where he's like, he only wanted peace, and then he found out that every living thing is always fighting for something. So I eliminate all life. Well, now there's no peace, and you can't have peace without life. You can't have conflict without life. So it was like and then it was funny that they're like, "Are you going to get to the actually but?" Or so. Then we saw that all three of them were like throwing their highest of powers at him, and he still just swatted them like
with the Infinity Stones.
Oh yeah, once he can do that, it's amazing. But yeah, this does make sense because I love that they went back and showed that he told Peggy. Because we thought he only got involved those couple times. Mm-hmm. Now here we go back and we see that he's telling Peggy, there's this going on here, here, and here, and she's just jumping across all the different multiverses and helping them all out to make sure that the right side wins all the time. Because we saw last episode, Watcher got involved himself, so now he can cover more ground when it's him doing it, and then also Peggy on the other side helping out. And then it looks like she got a few recruits. So happy. I know you wanted Halle Berry, but still so happy we got Storm. If you watched our review last episode, that's the only thing I was disappointed so far, because I knew that the series was going to end in one last episode. No possible way in the last two episodes they could get any X-Men in there or anybody that was previously owned by Fox, like Fantastic Four. Sure enough, they throw in Storm for me. So that was great to at least get an X-Men in there, because that is usually what they always put at the back burner with anything that they showcase Marvel. It's always the MCU, and they kind of leave everyone else on the back burners as far as like video games, books, the encyclopedia I own that people call trash.
I guess they don't like money.
But whatever. But now, that's because now they have them all under the same umbrella. That's why I was so happy they do it. That's why I wouldn't mind. Just please. Give me a What If Season 4 so we can incorporate more of those great characters. If not, I'm cool. This was still an amazing series, and I can't wait to see how they tie this up, because going against the Watchers, and then with Ultron souped up like that, it's going to be a hell of a battle and a great spectacle that they're going to bring to life in front of our eyes, which is amazing. But yeah, if you don't do a season 4, I'm good because this series has been amazing. But God, it'd be fun to get some like what if Deadpool joined the Avengers or stuff.
Well, what do you guys think will happen if Ultron does beat the Watchers? I mean,
maybe I'm assuming he's going to become the Watcher himself.
He could become the Watcher himself,
or original Watcher.
Yeah, you just took the words out of my mouth. That's what I would guess, but obviously, I think no, you're fine. I think well, the Watcher could become the Watcher again and see all, be all, and then maybe Ultron is kind of pardoned, so to speak, for eliminating eons of life.
Or maybe they just kind of set everybody straight and be like, look, this was a big misunderstanding. We all have our jobs to do. We all have our roles in the universe. Let's just get back to that. And we'll just call this one good. Maybe that'll happen.
Could.
I don't know.
Could.
Yeah, this was so much fun. It's funny because the last episode we did, I remember Answer be like, "Can we get some X-Men in here?" You know, I mean, look, it's the show What If. They really have the creative freedom to do whatever they want, and they did it here. It threw me off just for a second. You guys were like, Storm. And I'm like, okay, I'm not just seeing things because we had very much tied in with the Thor element. And it threw me off a minute. And I'm like,
yeah, when I saw the hammer, I'm like, oh, it's just another version of Thor.
Well, that's what I had thought for a second too. Because of course, we have, we have Peggy Carter, kind of the female side of Captain America, of course. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be some, female version of Thor. And but to have Storm in, I thought that was pretty awesome. Another fun episode. I liked having Byrdie in here. The Howard the Duck episode was a little weird. We saw they had a baby and there was an egg, and I'm not sure how that all works, but we got Byrdie. It was a fun addition, and Natasha Lyonne, always a fun addition to pretty much anything that she's in. So that was pretty cool. Didn't get as much of the Watcher story as I thought we would get, but really feels like they're leading us into a final episode, which, when we've looked at the previous seasons of What If, a lot of the episodes are standalone, kind of just here's its own story.
Yep.
And then we've seen some, of course, tie in to others. Like this really probably doesn't have much tie-in to the previous episode before this at all, really. But in any regard,
it's the Wild West. So
yeah, it was the Wild West. So, but seeing a couple episodes strung together to give us a little bit longer story with every bit as much entertainment, that's good by me. But look, I know we only have one episode left, but this entire season has been so much fun. I would be flabbergasted if they didn't come out with a season 4 at some point. I mean, these are...
Well, right now, they're not.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
they're never going to have Deadpool and Wolverine in a movie. It's never going to happen. I said for years it'll happen as soon as the money starts coming in. So don't worry, Oak. There will be a season 4 of What If.
I'm hoping they do.
Regardless of what they're saying, I'm banking on it.
I hope so, because these, like I said, these have been so much fun. And really, like I said, you just got to have... You got to have the 20-sided dice, 3 of them that have just what if somebody's name, this plot, and just roll the dice, and now you have a new episode, and let the people run wild with creativity. You know.
Oh, not to break your heart, but the show is concluded.
Well, says who? Google is hardly even right anymore.
Oh my goodness. Either way,
well, Screen Rant, they're usually pretty reputable as far as their information. But you never know, right?
Yep.
Look, they did bring Wolverine back, didn't they?
That's all I'm saying.
It's a little different. Wolverine, universally loved. What If? Kind of not a potato kind of thing here.
People didn't love it as much as we did. What If?
Did it not do well?
Well, you're comparing Wolverine, who everyone had a 20-year investment in.
I know. That's not what I meant. I just meant from a writing standpoint, even if the end of this season they kind of write a finish, they could always write a way
what's to say a couple of years from
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume people... No, I'm not comparing
they might move the resources. They could always move the resources of something new and something different
to What If in those regards.
And honestly, there's no need for a season 4, really. Could they do like 8 more seasons? of course they could, because they could do what if literally on anything within the whole Marvel universe, which, as you all know, is super duper huge. So with this one though, super duper. With this one though, I did enjoy seeing Storm, X-Men, come into play here, seeing Ultron, which Vision. I kind of want that in the movies now.
That's what, man. That's what I'm saying.
The way they had Vision here mocked up, or not mocked up, but color schemed and everything in here, that looked pretty badass to me. So I kind of selfishly want to see that in a movie. Who knows if that'll ever happen? But with the multiverse and how they run things, you never know. Doubt that's on the itinerary though. And I'm not saying a full feature movie. I'm just saying it'd be great to see him kind of in something. As far as the story goes, of course, it's what if, right? They always kind of feel slightly disjointed, but keeping it on the tracks, so to speak, for what they're trying to tell you. Great to see how what was that, Byrdie or
Byrdie?
Yeah, Byrdie.
I'm glad they did here's a follow up to what we showed you earlier for craziness.
It's great to include her.
Yeah, and I was kind of way off on the names. I thought
Kahhori
it was
back?
somebody else, but Jason Isaacs and DC Douglas. I was way off, but again, I've entertaining enough. I am intrigued to see how they're going to put a bow on this whole series. Glad we at some point came to the Watcher and he's getting the story as the finish now. I feel like they did a little bit more weaving in on season 3 of his story being a subplot moving to the main plot of What If so far. So I do like it.
Story.
Yeah, he's like Cody Rhodes. He's got to finish his story now. So I'm here for it.
At WrestleMania.
Well, kind of, not really, but
Not at all.
not a bad episode. Again, pop for Storm. Loved seeing that Ultron.
Yeah, we'll see how it wraps up.
More on the final one.
We cannot wait to see this wrap up. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it as much as we are so far. So for Apple and Oak, Diamond Dave, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course Answer. We'll catch you on the next one, which is the last one of What If, pals.
This is everything. How can anyone ever be expected to take it all in?
Well, not everyone can, but you, and not just anyone. It's natural to fear a new beginning, my friend.
Me? Why?
Well, because I know you do not fear sacrifice.
Well, just wait till he starts getting involved in stuff. Then you'll be sorry.
Yeah, starts meddling.
I guess I should probably take that oath then.
You just did. So, rise. A watcher.
Come with me. If you want to live. Rise.
Jeez, these two.
Hey, this is when the mega powers collided, man.
Yep.
Oh.
Now cut to him carrying a cardboard box out of the office.
Employee of the Month plaque.
You make no judgments, only observations.
Then what is the point of just watching?
Thank you.
Right.
I will never fail you.
Probably.
You failed me. You came to us all those eons ago, a believer, but you return a heretic.
Heretic.
Everything I've ever done has been to help people, to save a multiverse whose sanctity I vowed.
Not your job.
I shared them with heroes.
Is that what you will call Stephen Strange?
Well, I mean, that's just...
Surely you can see. For a garden to thrive, it must be cultivated, and pests that threaten to destroy it all are weeded out.
It is a convenient argument.
That was one time out of trillions.
Or Kwai Jun Fan, Nick Fury, some girl named Madison.
Madison!
Wongers!
None has proven more dangerous than her.
Whoa.
What are you doing here?
Rescuing you?
But they matter to me.
Me.
Nothing can matter to a watcher.
Got to be cold-hearted.
No one is no one. You showed me that.
I would not expect a heretic to understand.
You must die.
Wait, what?
Please. Now we must break our oaths.
And that makes you know better than me.
I mean, that seems extreme a little bit.
Is the one that hurts the most.
These guys don't play. Whoa, who's this now?
Vision.
Infinity Stone. Ultron.
Oh.
Congratulations. How do you know what a surprise feels like?
What?
Oh, what is he hitting him with?
Come on, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Byrdie, go.
Let's fly.
She's back.
Of course.
There is nowhere to go. Ultron will not be able to hold off the Eminence for long.
Well,
no, they're fighting back. We're gonna get the 3-on-1, or
they just look annoyed. Like, get that flashlight out of my eyes.
You're taking us inside the scenes of the multiverse?
Theoretically, it should be possible.
Theoretically?
Hold on a bunch.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Hold on to your butts.
Nothing is impossible in the multiverse. We've proven that time and again. There must be a way.
where there's a will. Oh no.
Oh.
Somehow we need to strip them of it.
Yes, and I might just know a place.
The universe created by Stephen Strange.
There he is.
Oh.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
It's not good, guys.
Oh.
Well, that's not good.
That's real not good.
Yeah. Well, they landed all right, so they're fine.
Yeah, I think we crashed a few universes short.
Do it now!
Do it now!
That's little more than an inconvenience.
Yeah, this ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah, that's a hook.
If Ultron just got smoked.
Ah, there we go,
Infinity
though.
Stones.
She sent them somewhere else. Oh, or not.
Yeah, into some clouds.
I thought when she did that, I thought.
You took an oath.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's not good.
Slow-mo.
I was gonna say, is he gonna fight back finally?
Well, how? Like, what are they gonna do?
I have an idea.
I'm all ears, buddy.
You'll need to take an oath.
An oath.
Forget it to say you accept.
Whoa.
Well,
So they're gonna come out as watchers.
they
now?
are gonna be watchers. They just took the oath.
There's one set of eyes. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Now it's 5-on-3.
Whoa.
Look at.
Where'd he get that from?
You share our sacred gifts with mortals. Mortals who do not fear sacrifice. Is that not what you saw in me all those eons ago?
Oh, snap.
Oh, they got their super suits on now, too. Whoa. What's that, Negan? Little pig, little pig.
Let me in.
You are meant to be no one. I am not no one. I am Uatu.
Uatu. Remembered his name.
Oh, she is a thirsty bat.
Boom.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, got him.
All that for a drop of blood.
So, Uatu, eh?
Strong name, it suits you.
Everyone is someone. You showed me that.
No one is no one.
That's right.
Whoa.
Well, looks like they're a time to be doers and not donors.
Look at this.
See, Peggy's a fan of barehanded fighting with a shield as well, just like Kratos.
Whoa.
Oh,
Well, that works out
Two
perfect.
shields. Whoa.
God, that's almost like a massive upgrade for that shield.
A little
It's
bit.
got a round of resistance.
Yep, Stonewall. Ooh. Doesn't seem like anybody's making any ground either way, though.
Well,
they're all, kind of superheroes.
they're just working it out, Whoa!
The way they did that almost looked for a half second like he got him in half.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
I thought.
Man, these Watchers.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to be this badass with their capes and their slightly oversized heads.
Yeah. But like everything is still basically a draw.
Oh,
Jeez.
Oh!
Oh. There you go.
Oh, flying knee. Stop.
Kenny Omega.
Oh! Grab him by the ruff of the... Ah!
Smash.
Doing the old Hulk smash.
Oh, what is that?
He is. Look at the size.
Oh.
It's still going.
Oh!
Headbutt.
Oh. Oh. Whoa, didn't see that coming. The whole planet kind of split in half.
Yeah, well, luckily there's another planet nearby.
Awfully convenient.
Plenty of them. There's plenty of planets nearby.
Yeah, like nobody's getting any damage really.
No. It's like two anvils hitting
A lot
each
of
other.
action, though, that's for sure. Oh.
Don't cross the streams.
You have lost. Yield.
Lost. We're just getting warmed up.
I'm just getting started.
This is not what you taught me.
I did not teach you everything.
Sneak attack?
Oh. No, just rocket launch.
Oh, they can merge like a Megazord.
You will not just die here. Every version of yourself will be erased.
Whoa, it's permanent, finally. We got some real stakes here to worry about.
You will have never.
Oh, that is badass. That is awesome.
You cannot fight this.
Nothing is over. Nothing.
Oh, that's cool. Look at all those versions.
Mm-hmm.
See, sometimes when you have them pinned, you just take them out. No mercy.
Shouldn't have held back.
Throwing her hand back.
All right, bringing the fight back.
I am not losing any friends today.
Digging her heels in.
Wait, is this the end of Peggy? Is this like the Independence Day?
Yeah.
Well, feels
Hello,
like it.
boys. I'm back.
It's like when Magneto was spinning that thing and Wolverine put his claws in there in the first X-Men.
No.
Oh, all the versions are
the
back.
sacrifice of Peggy. Oh, wait, what's going on there?
Peggy.
Yeah, I don't think she...
Now you're just a guy in a silly costume.
They reversed the chamber.
Because you're in his world now.
She took us to strangers.
Yep, Mr.
Whoa.
You can find lessons in every corner of the multiverse if you open your eyes.
If I can change.
You mean to kill me?
No.
Yep.
Aim for the head.
I only hope that I might be able to share what I have learned.
With me?
You've taught me so much.
It's time I taught you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is awfully cordial given everything that's happened.
But to understand that, you will need to do more than simply watch. You must learn to see. Perhaps here you can begin.
Is he going to shake it? Quick bets.
He's going to give him a stunner.
Yep, sucker punch.
Oh, the old...
Stone Cold Stunner. Right here.
I see that you're a great big piece of trash.
Boot to the stomach.
The birds sing, the water flows, and our eldest brother, the sun, rises.
Now they're all watchers.
For the first time in all time, it feels like someone is watching over me.
Yeah, would she be mixed with Doctor Strange and the Stars there a little bit? With the atoms, I should say?
I mean, she's got to be somewhere. Nobody's ever truly gone.
Sometimes the only answer is another question. You see, time.
Here we go.
Reality.
Look at that Punisher.
Of endless possibility. Where a single choice
Howard.
Infinite realities, creating new phenomena beyond.
Going so fast.
Oh, I wonder how many people just kept pausing.
Open your eyes, dare to face the unknown, and ponder the question, what if?
Boom! Boom!
Yeah.
Let's see. Just in case, I do not see
Oh,
post-credits.
Post-credit.
I do not see one. Well, this one was just more action with a bow.
Yeah. No, I mean, I
but I
think
was here for that.
the fight scenes were pretty incredible. That being said, I think it was maybe like a quarter of the way through the fight scene. You're kind of like, all right, nobody's winning here. I at least had the feeling personally, okay, we're going to get the Watcher's going to talk sense into them. They're going to realize the fighting's just not making a difference because nobody's winning. I made the example of it's just two anvils running into each other. Nothing's going to change. So this one, because it was the last episode, I do feel they were a little hamstrung by what they were able to do and give us. Like, I did not see at all everybody in our crew kind of becoming Watchers themselves. That was a really nice twist. But the sacrifice of Peggy is kind of open-ended, I think, a little bit. So I think that's maybe open for debate as to if we see her again. And yeah, I mean, it basically put the nice bow on it that you would kind of expect. Watcher was able to talk sense into the other three, explain to them, hey, we need to maybe start doing things a little bit differently, not only watching, but learn to see. So yeah, I mean, for me, this one was fine. I don't have any issues with it. The big bright spot for me was, of course, the battle scenes were incredible. They threw everything at the fight scenes in this one, and for me, that was the big standout for me in this episode. Everything else was fine. It was good, but nothing that really blew me away or anything like that. I certainly thought some of the other episodes we saw were a lot better, but like I said, that's only because the position that this episode was in to be the last one, so I can't really fault it too much for that, but a fun watch nonetheless.
Yeah, what I thought was interesting is then making them all Watchers, which you're wondering how can they get, over that hump of being attacked by the other Watchers, and how overpowering they were, and the only way you could do it, well, because like we saw, even Infinity Stone Ultron was doing nothing to the Watchers, like absolutely nothing, not even putting a dent on him, and he's supposed to be vastly powered and everything, and he didn't even cause a scratch. So when you got to them fighting on that planet, you're like, how are they even going to stand a chance? So they all became Watchers, and yeah, the fight scene could have been long, but I think they wanted to showcase what each character could do with their newfound powers.
Yeah, I mean, I was fine with the fight
Oh,
scene.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And what I love is just how in-depth they went with everything, showing the different things, even when they got giant and were fighting around the planet, getting thrown through the rings. Like they made sure they had a lot of fun with that fight scene and all the intricacies and what you could do with that given on that planet, so much so that when they headbutted each other, they blew up the whole planet. So I really enjoyed the fight scene because it really brought it back to make it look like it was like straight out of a comic strip, where each panel you would see these big clashes and explosions and everything happening on each square. So yeah, this for me was a fun watch, and I thought it was a great bow to the end of the series. Like I said, sad to see it go. So I think it'll be fun to wonder what they're gonna do if they're going to do anything like this, or if they, I know they said they're good right now, but who knows if they revisit. I like to think, let us know in the comments. I think Peggy's still out there somewhere.
Well, of course.
So I highly doubt they'll do anything as far as like a show for that. But this has been a great watch, a great end to a great series.
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed out, if I'm being honest, that this series is kind of come to an end, because I thought all 3 seasons, pretty much every episode was a lot of fun. Look, were there episodes that I liked more than the others? Well, yeah, that's going to happen in any show. I mean, whatever show you love the most, even if you love it in its entirety, you're still going to have episodes that are your favorite or ones that you prefer more so than the others. And that's how I feel about this series. And this was a solid ending. I agree with Mason Quinn. It wasn't as much fun as the previous ones, but the previous ones were all the fun of what if is asking the question, what if in working in different Marvel characters and different scenarios and things like that.
Wish we would have got the Punisher as the pirate.
Yeah,
that would have been a fun one.
I mean, this one was pretty much set up. We knew it was going to be something with the Watchers. I didn't anticipate this crew coming back and everybody taking the oath. So that was kind of fun and a surprise. But again, it still didn't have the shock factor or the newness that we got with every other episode, where they could just kind of be as creative as they wanted with the storylines. But again, a solid finish. Look, if you're going to end a relatively short run to a series, kind of having the Watcher step out and go out on his own, and then still call for peace at the end of a big battle, that's a pretty solid way to finish it. And I've fed kind of mixed reactions to a handful of the Marvel stuff that we've watched as far as the series go over the course of last few years. But this one, for me, I got to say bravo to Marvel and to Disney on this one. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with my score right away. I believe I gave the first season a 4.5, second season 4.75. This season is a 3.8 for me. To me, it wasn't. I mean, it was still entertaining, but it wasn't as wow as the first 2 seasons. Some episodes, like you guys were saying, were better in season 3. There were some episodes that were kind of like the first episode. I didn't really care for the first episode of season 3 here. But overall, I do like how they put the bow on What If. And there was a lot of actions when there wasn't too much going on for the story. I was kind of getting to the point where, we were talking about it, they're not doing anything to each other here besides just, giving out hits, and it's not affecting one or another here until the very end, where they were like, right, we're done. It's like, why didn't you just lead off with that?
Merged into one.
Yeah. But we got the sacrifice of Peggy, which was actually pretty cool to see. So she actually had enough juice to come and do that, but it was interesting to see how the fight that she was able to pull back in regenerated her for the most part to still take flight, go in there Independence Day style, and at least knock them into Doctor Strange's universe, so to speak. I do believe, at least the way I want to believe it, is Peggy is also part of the atom sphere now of Stephen Strange. So that's kind of how I'm going to take this ending and write that canon in my head. Could be really wrong, but that's how I'm going to do it. Otherwise, yeah, if What If were to come back, of course I'd still watch. But if they don't, I think they are good enough to just say, we're done. Thank you very much. Because again, it's a what if, so they could easily probably create
They could create a new series and call it something different.
I do wish we could have got some more characters.
Yeah, a
than
little
what
more
we got.
variety.
Yeah. But I do like it though, because I know we were kind of saying for consistency purposes, they kept consistency with a handful of those. So I am happy on that front.
Well, because my thing is, when did they finally secure the rights to Fox, 20th Century Fox characters? Because they had Storm for 3 episodes. They mentioned Reed Richards in this one.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had more with the Punisher. You could have more with, with X-Men, any of the X-Men, Deadpool. I mean, Fantastic
Afraid
Four.
they'd make too much money.
I'm sure there was a lot of legalities to some of this stuff.
Because this stuff they already had in production and everything probably before any of that happened. So that's my only knock on the series as a whole. But they were handcuffed by that. It's not like they can say, well, hey, here's the X-Men, and be like, Fox is like, no, you can't
Yeah, just
do that.
think of much fun they could have with Venom, Craven,
Oh my God.
which we still got to do a reaction to.
Because they don't have Sony rights.
Exactly, so they don't have the Sony rights. So I get it, but either way.
I mean, they showed Spider-Man. I think that was Doppelganger, though. Spider-Man at the end there, the six. He has 6 arms and legs. For me, I give it a 4.5 out of 5 answers. I gave the other ones 5. This one, I thought this season was good, but it's just because I'm sad to see it go that it got downgraded a little bit. But other than that,
you ended it. You suck. You get to lose points.
You're leaving. I don't like it, and I'm making it known. No, it was good. I just, because I can understand why you would end up being done with the series, because how many times can you keep going to the same trope? But the highlight of the season for me was Howard and Darcy with the golden egg to give us Byrdie. That was my highlight of the season.
Yeah, for me, I think I gave the last season somewhere around a 4.5. I think for season 2, I think is where I was at.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah, yep. And so for this one, the kind of the unique thing with this season is I thought it had higher highs and lower lows than the other season in terms of like the episodes that I didn't like. I really didn't care for them. And the episodes that I did like, I really enjoyed. So for this one, I am going to go with a 4 out of 5 answers on this one. Again, this episode for me, it had the great fight scenes, but other than that, I'm not going to say it's forgettable or kind of a throwaway episode, but the same token, we kind of had an idea of where things were going, and by no fault of their own, kind of backed into a corner as far as the story they had to tell. The intriguing part, though, is with Peggy. I'm with you, Diamond Dave. Nobody dies in Marvel. She's out there somewhere, in some version, somewhere, someplace. I'm always going to stick to that and say that there are never any deaths in Marvel. I'm sure you'll correct me. I'm sure you will. You're probably doing it right now, but that's what I'm sticking to.
Well, you know what's kind of cool is that
if it's a shitty character that's not very popular, they usually do get rid of them and then just never have them ever.
Well, we did see that they were about to lose all versions of them, so that'd be kind of cool.
That was pretty cool.
Somewhere in the movies that gets incorporated somehow. It's
like
it probably already is in works.
Yeah,
but
give me a real threat.
4.5 for me. A lot of fun. I don't quite recall what I gave the last season.
5.
5. Yeah. So for me, look, the last season, guys, they gave us Die Hard. I mean, come on, right? They gave us Die Hard. Look, there was a few things. This season when they did the Hulk, I wasn't like it was fun. I didn't like the way they did the Hulk kind of lizardy type thing, so for me, that one, I was like, it was okay-ish.
Yeah, like I said, the episodes that weren't great, they were really kind of meh. But the ones that were good were
it was fun. I like, if you're going to wrap it up, I like the way they did it. So yeah, for me, 4.5.
All right, well, there you go. We have finished up What If for now.
Bravo to the cast and crew.
What If?
This shit is also hard to do with animation and all the work that goes into it. I'm sure you guys spent a lot of late nights.
And great job getting all the voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. I won't go too long on it, but the way they did the creativity with the characters was really good because it felt like kind of throwback comic-y, but kind of new. So
the animation style.
They did, the animation style, really, I thought brought a lot to this series.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to you.
So what if there's maybe some more in the works? Give it to us if you want. What if? No, this series was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. I caught it. Don't worry about it. So for Appleton Oak, Diamond Dave, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. Catch you on the next one, pals. Good night.